Hello everybody, it's Marcus Maloney here. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of inspiration. Everyone always knows that I live in Arizona, but I'm back and forth from Arizona to Illinois. And I just wanted to show with you guys, because I always say that, but most people don't actually know exactly why. So yes, we do flips here virtually. Yes, we wholesale here virtually. Yes, we have a rental portfolio here also, but my family, again, for 3 generations, we've been building this residential group home facility here in Illinois, and a lot of our family members have been integral parts of building this. And just because I moved out of state, I could not let the dream that my forefathers created and believed in die. So currently right now we have about 70 employees. We have multiple residential group home sites. We have multiple daycare sites, and we're steady building. So that's why I'm here quite often as a part of the executive team and as a part of the real estate team. We're always out here trying to acquire more property and to continue to build the dream that my grandfather and grandmother laid the foundation for. So what I want to do on this morning quickly, actually before I head to the airport, is take you to like our first residential group home site. Everyone in the family and everyone that has been a part of this organization know it to be the farm. That's what it's called. It's called the farm. And the reason why we call it the farm is because this is really where we grew up at. My grandmother, she had a dream when she was in the inner city to always work with kids. So that's part of our mission, is to give back. Part of our mission is to give back to kids. And so I'm going to take you out here to this rural location. I'm going to actually be able to show you 2 locations real quick. One is our boys group home called the Jump program, which is the farm, and then the other is the Gems program, which is the girls site. So we're about 50 miles south of Chicago and about 1 mile east of the Indiana state border. So as you can see, let me turn this camera. It's very, very rural. And it's like that for a reason, because some of the kids, you know, being in the inner city, they need to get out and have a change of pace just so they can get back grounded, have a spiritual foundation, and build from there. A lot of them have faced some trauma in their lives, but that's the purpose and the mission of our organization, is to get them back stabilized, get them back grounded, and get them back on the right track. So I'm headed out here right now. Again, we're going to see 2 locations out here. I'm going to try and get back so I can show you the school, which on one side is the daycare and on the other side is the community center aspect. So you can see that. I know we won't be able to go through it all, again, because I'm on some time constraints to get back to Arizona, because we have a flip project there that I'm going to take you guys through. So the reason why I wanted to give you guys this inspiration is because, you know, it takes time to build something substantial. You know, it takes time to lay a foundation, and then once that foundation is laid, to build upon that foundation. And a lot of people do not have the wherewithal, do not have the fortitude to stick with it. I call it stick-wittedness, and that's just to have that dream, have that goal and that desire, and to stick with it. There's going to be tons of adversity. There's going to be tons of setback. There's going to be tons of challenges, and there's going to be tons of successes and small wins. And you got to be able to look through the setbacks and challenges and see the small wins. So again, my grandmother and grandfather started this back in really they moved out here in 1974. I was like 0 years old. I was born in 74, so I'm telling my age. But I was brought up in family business. My grandparents, they migrated from Mississippi to Chicago. My dad, he migrated from Cologne, Panama, in Central America to Chicago, and they just started building and working and working and working. And we grew up with little to nothing because we were building something, and now we're finally starting to see the fruit of my grandparents, my mom's labor, and now me, my brother, and our cousins' labor now with our feet to the fire and forged into really taking this business to the next step. So that's one of the reasons why I am back and forth from Arizona to Illinois, not only again because of our real estate portfolio, but because of what my grandparents have built. So about up here, this is a small town of about, I think it's 5,500, if that. Try and get my camera into focus. It's hard for it to focus because we're driving. I should have took it off of autofocus. Small town of 5,500, rural farming community, and we didn't know what we were getting into until we started getting into it. So here we go. It's called the Garden of Prayer Youth Center. So this is a 59-acre farm site. Again, very rural. I'm just gonna drive through because again, I don't have the time to really take you guys into the facility and into the site and everything like that. But we try and teach the kids agriculture, teach the kids horticulture, things like that. We have some, some small animals here. Not sure if you guys can see this. Give me 1 second. So we have some chickens and ducks and things like that, and teach the kids responsibility. We have farm field there. We used to have tons of animals out here, but during the transition, we are really trying to identify what kids can work in this farm setting and what kids, need something a little bit more restrictive. So just wanted to bring you guys out here, kind of show you what we do, how we do it. Again, the kids are currently in school, and that's the good thing about it, is a lot of these kids have never been in a traditional school setting, but they come out here and they are now ingrained back into society, so to speak. They're from failed adoptions, from homelessness, things like that, and we bring them out here and we really provide them with a grounding in order for them to kind of get back on stable foundation. A lot of the boys here are 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. So we know that during that time, there's a lot of, transition. There's a lot of transition in your life. I'm gonna go right down to the girls' home real quick. So we know that there's a lot of emotional transitions going in your life, and then, not having, again, that firm foundation with family is really difficult to navigate all of these challenges that you're facing in life, and you don't have anybody, to talk to. You don't have any positive role models or anything like that. So, it's hard to adjust. It's just really hard to adjust. So, right, which is literally few hundred feet, we have the girls' home here. And again, it's a rural farm setting here. I can't disclose any addresses or anything like that due to, privacy. But they have ponds, little lakes back there, sitting room back here for therapy sessions and everything like that. Sorry guys, I'm kind of doing this raw. This is not scripted or anything. So again, this started just from a dream that my grandparents had, which was then passed on to my mom and dad, which was then passed on to our third generation. Me, my brother, cousins, we're all kind of working it together. And my grandfather started with the baseball team in Markham, Illinois, and he started noticing that a lot of the kids that was on the baseball team, he started needing to pick them up. Families wasn't coming to the games. Some of the kids were getting in trouble. So they had just the dream to start pulling kids out of the inner city and give them an opportunity again to be regrounded. So it's not only kids from the inner city, but it's kids from right here locally in Kankakee County that we work with. I'm gonna head up to squeeze in a quick walkthrough at one of the community buildings that we have in town. So this is the remote location. You know about these two locations. You know about the other residential group home that's about 6 miles away from here that we're renovating right now. So one house has a capacity of a dozen. The girls' house, if I'm not mistaken, is 10. And then the other house is going to be able to house a dozen. So that's part of the residential facility that we have. We do outpatient therapy also, because my brother, he has a clinical background. My mother, she has a nursing background, and I have a criminal justice and real estate background. So it all kind of ties in together. And my mother, she's also a minister. So we all tie in to, what's going on as far as the criminal aspect in their lives. So dealing with some kids that are in, juvenile detention, juvenile probation. Then my brother has the capacity on the therapy side to work with the clinicians and the clinical team to just kind of help with some of the trauma. And then my mother, she has the nursing background and the spiritual background to work with, any kids that's on medications or anything like that. And then to speak to them holistically, spiritually, so they can start knowing who they are and restructuring their lives. So I'm gonna stop right here and we'll pick it back up, because now my sister-in-law, she has a background in child care and child development. So now we have the daycare centers, 2 daycare centers that she operates and runs. So it's a multifaceted organization here that we have in Illinois. And again, we have 9 sites. We have over 60 employees, and we're constantly expanding. So I can't leave all of this burden upon my mother and brother alone. So I'm here quite often, maybe once a month, twice a month, but definitely at least every other month here helping. And then I do quite a bit remote. So this is a little bit of the background, the underbelly of who Marcus Maloney is and who Gardner Prairie Youth Center is. And you'll be getting more information about that, because I don't want you guys to just believe that it's just all about making money in real estate, but you got to have a purpose with that money. So our purpose now is to give back to these kids and help them, really get back to life, and so they can have these dreams just like my grandmother, mother, and we have dreams. These kids have dreams too, and they just need to know that there's someone that believes in them for them to acquire those dreams. So let's stop there and we'll pick it up soon. Yeah, it's definitely pretty rural out here, but again, that's a good setting for the kids so they can reground themselves and get back focused on their dreams, their goals, their desires outside of, you know, girls or boys and video games, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. So sometimes when they come in, you know, all electronics are put up because we want to have that mental detox time. We want to have that mental detox time for them to really start tapping back into who they are, and then really working with them so they can start to identify who they are, because some of them just never really had the opportunity to sit down and be a kid and dream, because they were going from one trauma to the next trauma, and a lot of times in life it's just them. So they're thinking about, how can I make it to the next day? How can I make it to the next meal? You know, how can I scam somebody in order for me to eat? Or something like that. So now it's time for them to say, hey, you know what, you can come back. Let's reground you. You can be a kid again. Start dreaming and believing. And then we get them enrolled in high school, back in high school, so they can start having that normal track in life. And what I say by normal is, you know, just having that opportunity to, you know, play sports at high school, go to homecoming, go to dances, get a chance to hang out, you know, at the pizza place, and not everybody have to know their background, where they come from, what they've done, because we look at it as everyone has made mistakes. Some mistakes are greater than others, but at the same time, it gives them an opportunity as a youth in order to bounce back from those mistakes and not let those mistakes, you know, hinder and jeopardize their lives going forward. Because at, you know, 14, 15, 16 years old, you make mistakes. You haven't even lived the first quarter of your life yet. And a lot of them are judged off of, you know, 3 or 4 years of mistakes that they've made in their life. And they still have, you know, 40 years of their life left to go. We've had kids that come back, work in the organization. We have kids that come back and now they're employees. We have kids that come back and now have higher ranks in the organization, supervisor positions. And it's good because now they know exactly how to deal with the kids on a more personal level and can say, hey, I've been there, I've done that, I've went through this program, I've went through these steps, and you know, I was able to now have a wife, have a family, have kids, you know, and live that traditional track, but yet still have those dreams, goals, and aspirations to do great things, versus the other side of it where they continue down that road and spiral, and now they're juvenile detention centers, juvenile correctional facilities, or they're in mental state facilities. Backgrounds are messed up, and then they go from juvenile detention centers to adult detention facilities, get felonies, and now, you know, there's minimal hope, and it's more difficult to live this life with a felony or with a bad record versus not. And we all know that once you have a felony, and the felony can be something minor. Not all felonies are created equal. When I say felony, I'm not talking about murder or something like that. A felony can be joyriding. You know, you can be in a bad neighborhood, your friend pull up and say, hey, get in, I'm gonna give you a ride to the store. That car can be stolen, and now the vehicle get pulled over. Now this kid that have no idea what was going on now has a felony and cannot work, you know, any government job, cannot get any government assistance, cannot can ruin his or her lives or dreams, you know. Just if they wanted to be a police officer or something like that, work in state government, they can't do it because they have that felony. And then a lot of them do not know how to get some of these felonies or even misdemeanors expunged, so people cannot judge them by their background. So it's just a program about starting over, and that's what we strive to do, is help people start over. Safe Haven, this is our school here. We have community side and our child care side here at this building. Again, this is like one of the hubs here of the agency. It's called the Safe Haven. And come on in with me real quick. All right, so this is our community building here. Kind of take you through to our daycare side. As you can see, it's truly a full school. I'm gonna have to talk low because the kids are in here. Good morning. How you doing? Good. We getting that cleaned out for you. They cleaned it out already? All right, perfect. Hey, good morning. Good. So here coming through, as you guys can see, we have a full gymnasium, stage. The kids do their graduations here, stuff. We have a full kitchen. So this was the school district's building that we're acquiring. That we're gonna not do anything with this building, but it's perfect for us. Good morning. I'm not gonna go into the classrooms because we got the kids in there. Don't want to really get any of the kids on camera. As you can see. Hey, good morning.
Dancing the baby shark.
Here's another one. This is our orange room. This is normally what each classroom is set up look like. But then we have babies also. So we have small kids from 0 to, my sister-in-law has it all mapped out and planned out. So this is the daycare side of one of the daycare buildings. We have another daycare building, which was actually another school, turn of the century school, that we purchased about 13 years ago. All right, so now, and then on this is the community side, and what I mean by community side is like we have a beauty salon here where we have beauticians come in and do hair. This is a storage room right there. We have a dance room. I don't have the keys with me, but we have a dance room here for ballet and creative arts. A training room here for all trainings. And then further down, we have a game room and another room. So this is one of the locations. This is our Safe Haven building. And we have, again, other sites throughout the city here that we use. Here she go. This is my sister-in-law. She does all of the daycare stuff.
Hi, good morning.
So come here. Let's see that stuff you need
Sure.
in there.
Let me sit in here real quick. It look nice. They done videotape the kids in there and everything this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Roy sent me some videos and pictures. They was in there happy. The crawlers.